It's really hard to hear me if I don't have my headphones in. I just realized as soon as I started this video. Okay, so a lot of people asking me about the rod and reel pier. What I just showed you was in my last video is the city pier on Anna Maria Island, and as you can see, as I showed you, the roof was blown off, part of it, so part of the roof is missing there. But I had a lot of people asking me about how the rest of the northern part of the island fared and the other beloved pier. So I haven't gone up there just yet, and I'm going to do so with you. We'll just take a little walk here. Chime in if you live up here, if there's a home that you want me to check on up here, because I have had some people say that I'm really close to one of their properties. So I'm happy to go take a look. Just chime in, little comment down there, and we'll go. So without further ado, I'll turn the camera around so you can see where I am. And this is on you to know where I am, because I don't know where I am. So anyway, we're walking north away from the pier, which again, that's the city pier. And as I showed you in the last video, it lost part of its roof. Okay, so Lynn, just let me know if I'm going to pass that on my way to the rod and reel, and I'm happy to take a little detour. 106 Palm. Okay, so you can see a lot of branches and debris have fallen here. This is somebody's under construction home. Looks like it did okay, yes. If they had things there that are no longer there, I do not know, but it looks like it's okay. And the porta potty's still standing, which that is very important, because I've seen in all this storm coverage and other people's videos, sometimes those didn't necessarily stay in place. Irma didn't spare them. That's no bueno. Nobody wants that. So this home looks great, which is great for them because it looks like it's about 40% glass. It looks okay. That is a beautiful pool. Wow. That looks fine. They might have some extra floaty stuff in their pool, but otherwise okay. You can see how much debris is in the roadway up here. Okay, Lynn. I'm not on the other side of the island, so I may or may not get back down there. I just don't know at this point, but I did want to check on this other pier. So many people have asked about the rod and reel pier, so that's where I'm heading. You can see pooling water. What we did not see, and what we are happy to have not seen, is a huge storm surge. We weren't sure if that was going to happen. They said, as of this morning, they were still saying it could be 3 to 6 feet, which is a much better forecast than originally was put out there. All kinds of debris down. Here's someone driving around. So, as many of you know, AMI was evacuated, but not everybody left. Some chose to stay. I've talked to a couple people that rode out the storm here on the island last night. They told me it was brutal. They couldn't sleep. The wind was just awful. We have street lights down. See, that one was ripped right off. Damn, in the water. Not that there's power on the island. Part of the thing that people told me that was so brutal about staying here, hi, is that, let's see, this is Crescent. I don't think I got a request for Crescent. Any takers on Crescent? Or I'm going to keep on going down North Bay. So people told me that the water was cut off midway through the day on Saturday, and then they lost power shortly after that. So it's been a rough ride. Everybody I've seen so far that spent the night on the island, you can see a lot of debris down, but we're not seeing debris on roofs. We're not seeing anything going through anybody's windows, so that's amazing. Yeah, so everybody that I've seen so far looked rough. It looked like it was just not fun to be here. And everybody else that has been evacuated can't get back just yet. They still have the island blocked off so that emergency crews can assess all the damage and make sure everything is okay before they start letting residents back on. The winds are pretty high still too, but you may have seen in my last video, birds are starting to return, so that's a pretty good sign because a lot of them got out, took shelter, and now they're starting to come back. So these winds dying down, but there you can hear it. It's still pretty high. I mentioned, we did not get the storm surge that could have happened and that many people fear could happen. I have not seen significant flooding, despite what we're seeing here. This is not significant flooding. I have not seen significant flooding on the island anywhere, and I've been we went down to Holmes Beach, and we went down as far as, I want to say 27th Street, maybe a little further south of that. That's the furthest we went south. And then we came back up here because we heard the pier had lost its roof, which we couldn't see in the darkness this morning, but that is the case. Let's see. Iris, happy to be reporting right now. And thanks, Joan. I am happy to be here, happy to be covering this. I know this means a lot to people, not just local here. There's so many people that love this place as a destination vacation from all over the world. In fact, I've been hearing from a lot of people from the UK, from as far as the Netherlands, I believe. I'm guessing that was Dutch this morning. I've gotten a lot of messages. This is just such a jewel here in the Tampa Bay area. We're spoiled. We have so many beautiful places, but this really is such a special place. Especially, I live up in Tampa, but there's nothing like Anna Maria Island, you know? You guys know. You wouldn't be watching this video if you didn't think so. Here's Queen's Point. So all the picnic tables still there at the park. Try to avoid walking through all this water. Not that it's super deep or anything. And if I'm going by Lynn, yeah, you're right, there is no power. And I'm not sure when power will be restored. They're working on it throughout the county, and as we were driving here and going through downtown Bradenton, we did see power flicking back on in certain places, but since we've been out here on the Barrier Islands, we've also heard and seen the sparks from, it's not transmissions. I'm sorry guys, I have 3 hours of sleep in me, so I am blanking on the word that I'm transistors. There we go, that's it, right? We've seen them blow. So I don't have high hopes of power being restored here anytime soon, but you know, I've been wrong before, and I'd be happy to be wrong on that one. Some limbs down over there in the park, but otherwise, you know, all right. It's messy, but y'all will clean up, right? I bet in a week you won't even know that a hurricane hit. So I'm making my way here. And Brad. Thank you, Adam. Almost there. We can do this. All right. I am getting hot at this point. It was really cold before with all the wind and the rain soaking us. But now it's kind of warming up and getting uncomfortable in these rain clothes. Thankfully, it has stopped raining. Here's North Shore Drive. Did I have somebody ask me to check out something on North Shore Drive earlier? Amy, yes, there is still a curfew on the island. You can't get on just yet. I will keep going until I get into the rod and reel. I will. Yes, it is so windy, but it's a lot less windy than it was before. Heather, I hope you can hear me okay. Hey! Some people that stayed the evening last night. Okay, tell me if I pass it, guys. Everyone just really breathing a sigh of relief here, though. They lost a little bit of their fencing there. I talked to a sheriff's deputy when I was out near the pier earlier, and you could hear the relief in his voice. You know, this is home to him. I just got notification that my home in Tampa was fine, and the first text I got was apparently not at all related to my home. My friend who was going to check on my home stopped at a home that had a tree down on it. So I'm doing one of these live broadcasts, and I see a text notification pop in from him, and all I see is the word, "The roof isn't damaged that bad." And I had heart palpitations. And then when I finished and went and checked, I didn't even want to check. I didn't even want to know at that point what had happened. And then when I went and checked, sure enough, he was not talking about my roof. in my house. He wasn't even in my neighborhood. So, like, this person has a tree slightly leaning on their roof. But it doesn't look that bad. It doesn't look like there's a hole or anything. Oh, that's not even a tree. That's a branch from this giant pine here. That is a massive branch. But that looks okay. This home has a ton of debris down, tree down there, but the roof looks spared. I mean, it is incredible out here that there isn't more damage. Did I pass it? Heather says I'm almost there. Okay. Oop, hi. You know it's a good sign when they're returning, right? They're like my little canary for the island. We're good. We're okay. So a lot of debris down. Some people will have more cleanup to do than others. But so far, we're almost good. I don't know about the high school. I've really just spent my day here. Sea Isle Motel looking good. Is this where the pier is? I feel like there'd be a sign. You gotta help me out. Keep going. 1 block on the right. Am I there, Lynn? I'm at Poinsettia. Ooh, I'll show you something else right now. So, aside from tree branches and things like that we've seen go down, we've seen a lot of other things that went airborne last night. And when you have winds and gusts that are up over 100 miles an hour, or even in that 50-mile-an-hour zone like they were when we were here this morning, you get all kinds of debris flying around. It's not just tree branches. Look at this. That went flying last night. I don't think it came from too far, but that could have been bad for someone. Luckily, no one's car was parked here. So that's one concern. The other concern that I've just stumbled upon, things like this. The power lines are down, and this is why they're keeping everybody off the island. They're not letting people just come back and willy-nilly and drive around, because they know people would. I don't want to step in this water because there's a wire in it, but I do want to show you down this street, you know, some pooling water, but nothing looks flooded. These homes look okay. But there's all kinds of wires crisscrossing. The rule is, you just have to assume everything is live. I think I told you guys a little earlier that an officer stopped and told us that he had just had to pull some car out of a tangle of wires because, you know, we've been out here all morning. We've been out here since about 4 in the morning, maybe 3 in the morning. I don't know. Everything's running together at this point. I'm trying to tell. No, Corey, back up. You can't go this way. So people were just driving around and hitting things in the roadway. Marissa Lynn has been covering the situation in St. Pete and in Pasco County. She was in Clearwater, but Pasco County, or Pinellas County. And she saw a lot of trees and everything, and she was reporting right next to one. And as she's there, somebody comes flying down the road, shouldn't have been on the road because they had a curfew. It's dark, they couldn't see the tree in the road, they hit the tree. The car ended up being okay, but she was scared for them, you know? And I'm sure that was a scary moment for that person. So that's exactly why they don't want you driving on the roads, especially at night. But right now, you should be on the roads in this area because they haven't had the opportunity yet to get all the debris out of the roadways and get those power lines out of the roadways. And that's really the biggest thing. I mean, they'll let you drive over branches. We haven't seen anything too big. I'm from up north. When hurricanes come through there, we have like 400-year-old oaks come down. So that'll block a roadway. But on this island, I haven't seen too much. It's been too significant to block the roadway. They're going through and moving things aside. Am I almost there, guys? One more block on the right. Okay. So the roads aren't really blocked by trees or limbs or anything like that. They are out there. There's also coconuts out there. I'm sure that wouldn't be great for your car if you drove over one of them and and hit it at the wrong angle. But it's the power lines that are keeping everyone at bay. No pun intended. Excuse my bad jokes. I'm on little sleep. They lost their fence. Part of it, at least. Now they have a new entrance for their neighbor. Yay. So yeah, there will be cleanup. No word just yet on when they will allow A.M. Myers back on the island. They're working on it. And they'll get to it. But right now, ooh. This person's water is just spraying. Yikes. It's not going to be a fun bill to pay. And there's all kinds of construction materials and everything that were just kind of left loose over there. But again, we're not seeing roof damage. We're not seeing windows blown out. We're not seeing anything too bad. And we're trying to make our way to the pier. Can I just say the streets here are pretty confusing? In some places you have actual street signs. In others, it's like a little stick that I have to look at on the side of the road. Oh, I'm at the pier. Very confusing, AMI. Very confusing. Okay, we've made it to the pier. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you for guiding me. So here we are. Looks like its roof made it, maybe. Maybe. Ooh, garage not all the way shut there. There's some siding missing, kind of wobbling in the wind there on this home. But it seems like an easy fix. Much better than a window. I'm not sure what that blue thing hanging out the building is. Is that a hose? Your hose went loose. That could have been bad. Okay, so here we are. At the pier. Let me know if you guys have any questions or if I can check on something. Is part of the sign missing or is it always like that? I don't know. Tell me. You got to tell me these things. What was funny too is that we saw a lot of, when we got on the island, we just weren't sure what we were going to find. Okay, I'm assuming this should not be this way. Just going to assume until you, yep. Thanks, Lynn. Okay, it's right there. It's not completely missing. I found it, but it's on the ground. It's on the ground where Irma threw it. I feel like they could fix that. Maybe not. Maybe it's got to be made new. We'll see. This sign held on for dear life, barely. Just barely. Yeah, pieces of this everywhere. Souvenir. Not that I'm condoning such things. It looks like the rod and reel is okay. Part of the what is that? Like a plasticky cover. You know, that's shredded. I've seen a couple people with screen porches. They didn't do so well with the high winds. Neither did that. Hope that's not too. Yeah, I'm trying to get it to readjust the temperature. So screen porches weren't the biggest fan of Irma, or Irma just wasn't the biggest fan of them. And that covering didn't make it so well, but it looks like the roof stayed. It looks like there are AC units on top and everything else that's up there. Don't call me out if that's not an AC unit. I don't know. The dish is still up. There's all kinds of things that could have gone flying and didn't. All right. Thank you, Heather and Katie. So it's rather new. Okay. Looks good. Still there. Yay. All right. So I think the biggest casualty maybe is just the just the sign. But also, if you're looking at this plumbing, it looks like we have a disconnection there. That might mean they don't have water, I'm guessing. I'm just spitballing here, guys. Tell me I'm wrong. I don't care. But yeah, I'm gonna guess that that's what that is. We're out here on the beachy bits. That's about as high as the water came up yesterday. Let me zoom out so you can have context. So we see a little shelf here. So it got up to there, but it didn't break over the wall or anything. Doesn't appear like it did, at least. Yay. It doesn't appear like it broke over the wall. This person was really close. And let's look at their backyard. Yeah, they're dry. They're pretty dry. I don't know if that board was originally here. I don't know if those boards are ripped up or if this deck was being built. There's some nails sticking straight up now. It looks too neatly placed to me to have been like ripped up and then just set right next to it. But, you know, I've been wrong before. But for the most part, it looks like this person's backyard is okay. Is it a new hotel? Okay. Well, okay then. Anybody have any questions? Walk one more block to Jacaranda. Sure. Would love to. Would love to. Bayside at some point. Is that just like the other side of this, or was I there earlier? Everything's running together. But if people want to know about storm surge, the Bayside of this, obviously. Okay, I have not seen any storm surge. Really no storm surge at all. I did a live report about 2 hours ago on Fox 15, and I've also tweeted some pictures of what the bay looked like. Now that was at home speech, but I'm going to take an educated guess stab here that this part of the island wasn't affected by storm surge either. It just didn't happen here, which we're so grateful for, because I don't know about you guys, but if you were watching, okay, whoever asked me to go to the J-sounding name street, I'm just going to walk north, and I'm assuming I'm going in the right direction, but yell at me if I'm going the wrong way. Their chairs got blown around, but they're still there. They didn't land on the neighbor's roof. We're good. We're good there. You kept your chairs. You kept your chairs. Anyway, I'm going to assume that there's no storm surge on the other side. I will go check for you, of course, but I haven't seen that anywhere else on the island, so I think everybody made it okay. They lost a little bit of siding. It is so impressive how little damage has been done, especially here, because we weren't over-exaggerating things. It's just the forecast changed so much, and at one point just looked so dire. Okay, so here's what I was talking about. Danger, danger, danger with wires being down. I'm trying to stay like somewhat within viewpoint of Corey. So when we go out and do storm coverage, even the aftermath, you know, it's the danger doesn't pass just because the storm has passed, because of things like that. So we go out in teams. We don't go out by ourselves, and there's a reason why we stay in teams. The buddy system, we keep safe. So I just want to make sure I'm not venturing too far from him. And that way if something were to happen, well, you guys would tell someone, right? Thanks. All right, so am I almost at this street? Jacaranda, Dave. Okay, I'm going there. I'm getting there. That's a beautiful house. Y'all have beautiful homes, by the way. Okay. I'm glad you pointed it out, because it'd be hard to see the street signs down. Although, as I mentioned, you guys, with your silly street signs on the side of the road, on little block marker things. Makes it hard. So they're missing part of their fence. Dave, where did you want me to go? I'll walk down the block. Some people driving around. Oh, that's Corey. Yay! I'm just checking on things. We're good. Everyone say hi to Corey. Yay. Okay. What time's our next hit? Sorry, we gotta go live soon. Yeah, AT&T. Okay, well I told them to holler at me on this cell phone if things get really bad. Okay.
I'm trying to call Tubes.
Okay.
He texted me and asked me to call him, but I have no service, so.
Oh, great.
I'm driving in circles until I get a bar.
Okay. Does anybody, wait, I can ask them. Does anybody know where on the North Point he needs to go to be able to get cell phone service? On AT&T, I should say. On AT&T. What is the best place for him to go that's not too far away? We are standing by. Seen a lot of fences down, but those can be rebuilt. Heather says it's iffy. Pine Ave, they said maybe, or Rose Street. I'm hoping they're not just, yeah, he said AT&T reception's awful on the island.
Yeah, when there hasn't been a hurricane, so.
I was able to get it somewhat around the other pier.
Yeah.
Would you like a shell?
I'm good, thank you. I was actually working okay.
Okay.
Just now by the second pier.
Okay.
But I was trying to follow you. So.
Oh, yeah. Just go to the other pier. I'll loop back around and go back there. Okay. Second pier. Yeah, the rod and reel. Okay. He's going back there. I will make my way back. Ooh, someone's insulation. That might be a bad sign. I can't see where that may have come from. Don't know if it was that place. But I don't think that's good. But I don't see anybody's roof ripped off. You can see, like, this person's gonna lose the screen, but we can replace the screen easy, and they'll have to. Dave, I think it was Dave. Dave, you're the one that asked me to go down this street. Is there anything specific you're looking for that I haven't shown so far? Joe, somebody else is gonna have to tell you the name of this road. Hold on, it's coming up. Jacaranda. More fence. I'm on the north part of the island. Please turn right at the next stop, John says. Okay, I will. Dave, last call for me to walk down this street. You can see that street sign didn't want to be up on its pole either last night. It's free. Debris on the roadway. Nothing too bad. So I am turning right per Joe's request. Okay, Dave, you're good. You're satisfied. There's part of someone's sighting. Joe, you'd have to tell me where Iris is. I don't know the island, and I can't check GPS. So I'm just walking unless you tell me where to go. Yeah, the rod and reel did look really good. It's missing part of its sign. It looks like it might have plumbing issues. Oh, hi, kitty. Oh, so scared. I'm sorry, baby. Oh, it's going to be okay. You survived the storm. You're good. Aw, come here, boo. It's okay. Are you okay? I'm sorry it was so scary last night. Hi, kitty pie. I love cats. I know. Oh, are you scared? You look blind, too. Oh, I hope you're not feral. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what you went through. It was probably very scary. Oh. Well, you appear chubby, so someone must be feeding you. Someone must love you. I'm sorry you had to go through that, baby. You're okay now. You're okay. Aw. I'm such a cat lover. Total cat lady. Not apologetic about it. This poor thing. You guys are just going to have to deal with this. Your homes can wait. This cat survived the storm. He's mostly dry, too. I don't know if it's a he or a she. I'm going to guess he, just because I've decided that. Oh, I'm sorry, little baby. Oh, you want more pets, more love. I think he's blind. You poor thing. You just heard my voice. It's okay. It's going to be okay. It's just going to get